1 in his sideboard. 2 copies of Gainsay, 2 Plummet, a Domestication, a Negate, a Dissolve, a Fog, a Rapid Hybridization, a Semi-Charm, and a Jace Architect of Thought. So he can board in some relevant cards. He's got a Bident, he's got 2 Gainsays, he's got a Negate, a Dissolve, and a Jace Architect of Thought. So some real control hate.
Okay, and then on the other side we have Last Breath, which is pretty good. It deals with Nightveil Spectre, deals with a lot of cards in the early game. He's got Gainsay, obviously built to beat the mono blue card or mono blue deck. And then he's got a couple copies of counterspells here and there, Pithing Needle. So he's got a lot of answers as well. So we're going to get to the match here, and it looks like we have draft card, ready to go. Time to get the beat down with him.
Judge's Familiar and Tidebinder Mage are the cards that Shaheen is referring to.
Yep.
Fain's going to start off with those little beaters that help him establish Devotion. And one card that's also in Fain's deck, and this is not a misprint, that is Frilled Oculus.
Yeah.
That is over Omen Speaker. You have to be thrilled about this, right?
I am thrilled about that.
Yeah, you have to be absolutely thrilled about
very
that.
Very thrilled. It's no matter, he hates the card so much, Omen Speaker, that he needs a Devotion. He'd rather just play a 1/3 for 2, and I like it.
He can't activate it off those 4 Breeding Pools and off the 4 Temple Mysteries, but that is a loud statement. That Omen Speaker, I don't like it.
He's like, I'd rather once in a while get +2/+2 than scry 2.
Now here is Thassa. You see McGuffee gonna gainsay that, and Judge's Familiar says, I don't think so. I need my god very much. So Judge's Familiar looking real good.
Yeah, pretty good right there. I think he has a Last Breath here, so he's going to be able to keep Kinny off any kind of Devotion near the 5 amount for a long, long time here.
Sure.
So, all right, so untapping here. Let's see what we got. And he looks to scry. He draws a card, and let's see what he plays.
2 mana, Frostburn Weird going to show up to the party. Thassa is active, but can open yourself up to some things here, like an Azorius Charm, which we're going to see.
I
mean,
would do it on the god.
So the interesting here is that he's not going to take any damage, because now the god doesn't have Devotion.
Yeah.
But he can just replay the Tidebinder Mage and attack in the god. So I might be with you on
yeah, especially if he draws like a Gainsay or counterspell, because you don't care about any of these other cards. They don't do anything. It's all about the god. And he does draw the counterspell, so he could have 1/2 punched here. I mean, he's still going to be in okay shape. He can do this. He can do the same exact play again. But this time, Charm the God.
So Tidebinder Mage just comes into play off the top of the deck for Fain, and he says, all right, in again.
All right, this time I think you should definitely Charm the God, because you can just really just do a blowout and dissolve it on the way back down. Now, let's do this here. Let's put it on top of his library. You can Last Breath the Frostborn Weird. You just have a good time.
And he's going to put the Frostburn Weird on top.
I think he's just doesn't mind him scrying once in a while. So
I'm a little bit surprised that here's Last Breath, because I'm with you that Thassa is that important to get off the table. Again, we mentioned earlier in the day here with the mono blue deck where it is a lot of mediocre cards, but of those mediocre cards, they work to build up the good cards, and the good cards in this deck again are Master of Waves and Thassa.
Yeah,
those are his best cards, and in this particular matchup, Bident of Thassa is obviously great, being able to draw a bunch of cards, but a little surprised to see him not putting that back on top of the deck. As you see, Fain just says, yeah, Frostburn Weird directly into play.
Yep, and
here's
comes
a Dissolve.
So he stops it from happening, and basically we'll see if the scry comes to bite him here.
Now here's a Frostburn Weird.
He has another Last Breath in his hand. I thought
he already cast the 1 in his hand, so his hand right now.
Sphinx of Revelation.
Yeah, he's got a Rev, he's got a Negate.
Okay.
He's just going to pass the turn back against McGuffee.
Think how different this game would be if the god was no longer.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at an entirely different game. I mean, it even makes a card like Supreme Verdict actually be quite good as a draw step.
Right. And he also wouldn't have been able to play the 2 spells a turn like he did twice in a row.
So you see a main phase Sphinx Revelation here from McGuffee because he does not want that to get countered. So that's going to be for 3. It's going to push his life total up to 12. We're looking for 5, 6, 7.
11.
And he can deal 11 points of damage on his turn, can Fain. So he's going to scry. And I don't know if you noticed those sleeves that Fain is using, but those are pretty sweet.
Those are pretty sweet.
He's going to take that top card. He's going to activate this a couple times. He says, I'm going to get in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Put you to 1, Grant.
Supreme Verdict or bust here.
Yep.
And even then, he's left with a god and some scrying. So we'll see what happens here.
McGuffee draws his card. Detention Sphere off the top.
Pretty good.
He's going to cast Supreme Verdict. That is a pretty good turn.
You can just do it all at once. I actually don't like negate a lot against this blue deck. There's not much to negate. Oh, he's saying go.
Passing. I think he is severely undervaluing how good Thassa is as a card and how good it is in this matchup.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a Master of Waves. That's going to make 2 creatures here.
and again, I think a negate here should be anything else in his deck. It's just not very good against the blue deck. It stops bite it. Who cares? You know, it's just better to have just the dissolves.
So let's see. What do we draw here? Celestial Flare.
Another kind of weak card against this deck too, because they just have a lot of dorks to throw in front of your removal.
Yeah.
And looking at the sideboard, he's got other things he could use. He's got well, pretty much his whole main deck. He can bring the Eighth Lane, the Elspeth, and then he can bring in the Gainsay, which he did in the last breath. That's pretty much good enough, and his whole main deck is great. So I think he should have left it intact. He did win game 1 based off the main deck.
Intentions are going to come into play. Take care of the Master of Waves and the Elemental token. So Thassa going to let a scry happen here. Take a look at the top card. Are we happy?
And we'll see.
We are. And there's a Nightfell Spectre off the top there for Fain. Passes the turn back, so we're 1 devotion away from Thassa being a lethal attacker.
I think he has Azorius Charm.
He did draw an Azorius Charm.
Celestial Flare, yeah.
So Flare's going to take care of that bad boy. Now there is.
Oh, here's our negate.
So
We've been waiting our whole life for this.
Well, negate does win that counter war. So bye Spectre, and that's Faint's entire turn. So McGuffee gonna untap, and going to take a draw step, see what he finds. He finds a temple. And you might be wondering, is he playing Esper? No, he's just playing blue-white, but he has 4 temples in his deck. 2 of the black-white, 2 of the blue-black.
Yep. And he told me about it earlier today, and I like it. I'm pretty close to putting those in my blue-white-red deck as well.
Cloudfin Raptor off the top here for Fain after scrying his top card to the bottom, so boring old 0-1, but does help towards the devotion count. McGuffee going to draw his card and pass the turn back as Azorius Charm and Supreme Verdict in the grip. Going to be interesting to see if he does choose to cycle the charm, as here is a Temple of Mystery at the top of the deck. Little scry action here before Fain passes it back.
I think he needs to hold it, just in case out of nowhere one of these get him.
In case something goes wrong, as you see the top card of the deck here. Elspeth.
Because now he can, if that Cloudfin Raptor gets to a 1, he can still just charm and be okay. Yeah, Elspeth is definitely the play here.
So the Planeswalker is going to come into play. It's going to tick up to 5. We're going to see 3 soldiers come into play. And now McGuffee can actually turn into the aggressor here and try to get this game over with, which he needs to do.
Yeah. 1 life is not the safest.
Fain, scrying here with his god. Says, I want to take a look at your graveyard if you don't mind. Rolls up his sleeves before he does so. So things might get a little dirty here.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, let's see. I'm wondering what he could have drawn here. I guess he's just seeing what kind of outs that Grant can have if he goes for the kill right now with Cloudfin Raptor. So he probably is looking at kind of a creature on top of his library, like a Tidebinder Mage. Maybe as a Master Waves. Alright, level up. There we go. So he's going to provoke a Azorius Charm here. And it's going to be put on top of his library. And then he's going to untap and be able to divert away the dorks.
So, Grant is going to draw his card for the turn.
Jace, I think.
I believe so. Not positive, though.
It's all a blue card. We'll say Jace.
He's going to start by attacking, of course, because we are going to be casting Supreme Verdict.
This is proper etiquette. And Kenny takes it, which he kind of has to.
Now there is your Supreme Verdict. Clear everything up, and if you're Grant, you know that your opponent is drawing a Cloudfin Raptor. Elspeth is going to tick up, so give me some more tokens. And now in comes the Architect of Thought. Down to 2 it's going to go. Couple lands off the top of the deck. Nothing exciting there, and he says 3 versus 1. He says, all right, you can just take 3 of those.
I don't like that. You're not decking him. Let's be serious here.
Yeah, I don't think a decking will take place. I'm kind of with you on that one.
Yeah, let's be serious.
That could end up making a Revelation gain an extra life where it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Another land off the top here, so 4 lands.
God, I would. This is one of those few times I would actually use Jace because it's just in case that Cloudfin Raptor gets double leveled again by Master, you're dead.
Yep.
You got to use Jace here. It's not safe. The world is not safe.
You sound scared.
Yeah, I am scared, actually. You drew 4 lands in a row. I know that doesn't really mathematically make the next draws even better, but you have to go for it here. I just would hate to have him draw a Master and just kill you.
So in for 3 comes the Elspeth. easy part here is to tick up Elspeth up to 7 and make 3 more tokens.
And if he plus ones, I don't mind this either. It's just not what I would do. I would play it super safe here, and I would definitely play a land. I mean, you're sandbagging 3 landing hand at 2. It's just kind of like.
I mean, you want to play every land that you can, especially like first of all he knows some of them, and now there's a Nightveil Spectre, there's a trigger, and so now he can actually just go unblockable on his Thassa. So what a great top deck there for Fain. He says unblockable Thassa, attack you.
Again, I just think using Jace there would have been a little bit better play.
I think I'm with you, too. I think that I would want to minus the Jace. Yes, it does take a really good draw there from Kenny Fain to get the job done, but I don't know.
Oh, you look at the top of the D-Sphere?
Yep. Now, to be fair, I mean, the way that you and I wanted to play that game is that Thassa would have been gone a long time ago.
Right.
And you see exactly the reason that we want to kill Thassa so bad there is because it let him scry over the course of the game. Controllers draw step, find the cards that actually matter instead of drawing a bunch of irrelevant garbage over the course of the game. And that's the power of that god from this deck. Again, one of the reasons that Mono Blue Devotion is such a good deck is because of 1 Thassa, 2 Master of Waves. And those should be your priorities to get those things off the table. No matter what deck you are.
Right, yeah. I mean, if we're wielding these powerful blue-white spells, I'm not too worried about the old, Tidebinder mages and whatnot. We can leave. They can stay.
The Frostburn Weirds.
Yeah, they can stay. We're at the party. They can stay. You know what? We need to bounce these big guys here. Fast is the big guy of the deck. You gotta get rid of that.
For all you old school Magic players out there, did just catch wind that Jason Opalka. I'm not sure if you know that name. That's an old school Magic player.
Who that
the
is.
Man, from what I know, as the story is told, is the person who came up with the word Mize. He has just won a PTQ today.
Oh.
So he will be going to Pro Tour Born of the Gods in Valencia.
Oh, exciting.
So congratulations, King, as he is so affectionately known.
Is he East Coaster?
He's an Ohio player, so of course I would know him.
Right.
A little bit before my time, but yeah, and a lot of Twitter and Facebook blow up here about him taking down a PTQ for the first time in years. I would like to say a decade, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. So yeah, it's a long time, but back in the game, and no one quits. You know that.
No, it always drags you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quit a while ago, and I would come by and I get teased by Daddy Pete here. He'd say, "Oh, I thought you quit." Yeah, I thought it just knows that you cannot quit. It will drag you in.
No, it can't be done.
Yeah.
No one ever gets.
We'll be old or older, and grayer, and then we'll still be playing this game. It's all right.
I don't plan to ever stop. I tried. Can't be done.
No.
You know,
Then you top four some Pro Tour or something.
No big deal.
Yeah. All in a day's work.
Yeah, no big deal. Whatever.
A little Kithkin action.
So we're going to move on to the third and final game here. Again, if you guys are just joining us, Cedric, Philip, Shaheen, Serrani. Star City Games Open Series here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, at SCG Live, hashtag SCGDAL. For your tweets as we do wrap up this evening, of course, we do have to announce our Twitter winner at the conclusion of this match. But for what happened in the other 3 quarterfinal matchups, very quickly, Hal Brady with the Green-Red Devotion does defeat Colin Chilbert with a blue-white control. So that's Brady, your 8th seed, moving on. He'll be playing against Min Tran, playing Esper tomorrow. Min able to defeat Robert Burney, even though he was the 5 seed. Burney playing Boros. So on one side, you've got a Green-Red Devotion versus Esper, the Esper player, the 5 seed. Tran playing against Brady, the 8 seed. We'll have the option of the play or the draw, so the play then, starting tomorrow morning. Yep. Other side of the bracket, 3 versus 6. Matt Toby playing Boros, defeated by the 6 seed. Jared Lacombe playing Red-White Devotion. And Jared is eagerly watching this match, I assume, seeing who's going to win, because he's going to play the winner between here, Fain and McGuffee. 7 seed Mono Blue Devotion, 2 seed Blue Eye Control. McGuffee going to be on the play this game, as he did lose game number 2. So we'll see which one of these players has the opportunity to play against Jared Lacombe in his Red-White Devotion deck.
We'll find out. Definitely Blue-White has the advantage there. Even I think the win was swept up from under him there. But, a little bit of...
I do and I don't. Because I think that game is just a testament to how good Thassa is. And if you're Grant, I think that you learn from your mistake and you realize that, he had the opportunity, as you mentioned multiple times, of Azorius charming it and countering it back on the way down, detention sphering it. He had ways to take care of that card and chose not to, and ended up losing to that card.
Yeah.
Directly and indirectly. Indirectly, I say because of the scry. Directly because of the final attack.
Yeah.
So I think that, this was a game that I think McGuffee had the potential to win, that he did not win. And luckily for him, that was only game 2 and not game 3.
Right, yeah. Even at the very end, I don't think it was a wrong play to plus Jace, but having the ability to look at 2 cards, and if he hits either a triple devotion card or Master of Waves for the win, that's kind of like, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to take that chance. I drew 4 lands in a row. I'm going to look at these top 3 cards. And one of them's got to be an answer. At least a
Sure.
removal spell at worst, So
Yeah, I mean, there's a potential for a lot of cards we draw in there. You can draw another. You can draw Revelation.
Yeah.
You can draw Removal Spell, Detention Sphere, Azorius Charm. Who knows what? There's a lot of
Yeah.
draws there. Again, as you said, just because he did draw 4 lands doesn't mean that he's going to draw 3 spells off the top and everything's
Yeah.
going to go perfectly. But I'm kind of with you. I mean, it just felt like the right thing to do. I can't really explain it.
Yeah, sometimes you feel it. Got to go for it.
Yeah, I play by intuition.
Yeah, me too.
Throw math out the window when you're playing Magic. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's all about gut feeling.
Math never works out the way you want it to.
No. I mean, I played one Wild Ricochet in my deck a couple weeks ago. That was from the gut.
You draw that one a lot?
No, I never did.
Good gut feeling.
Yeah.
Really good.
It was a cool card.
Did you Wild Ricochet anything? Any
I
stories?
did. I Wild Ricocheted a Sphinx of Revelation,
Okay.
and then I drew the cards, and then I countered his Sphinx of Revelation.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to hit a Thoughtseize. That's the dream.
You want to
wanna hit
redirect.
Thoughtseize.
You want to copy and redirect a 1-mana spell with a 4-mana spell.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the plan.
All right. It's wishful thinking, but okay. You know what? For you, I want you to do it too.
Yeah.
There. So you'll be able to tell me about it when you do.
Appreciate it.
Do you take 2 to do that?
Yes.
That is so not good. Wow. You actually want to do that? You want to take 2 too?
That's
wow.
fine. Well, you do it against the decks where they turn 6 Thoughtseize Esper matchup. You don't really get Thoughtseize early on in the games there, so.
Yeah, if you say so, my friend.
I'm pretty sure.
So.
If you're Thoughtseize in turn 1 and you're playing Esper, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
All right, Kinny. Keeping. I think Grant is keeping. Excuse me, Kinny is thinking.
Yeah, it looks like both players are they're kind of in the tank on these hands on what to do with them. Can't really tell. I mean, I see the Scryland there from McGuffee, so let's just put that to the front. But is he happy? Happy? Is they're both doing a little do-si-do about what to do.
Thinking.
I promise we're ready when you guys are, and we're underway. Temple of Silence to start here from McGuffee. Wants to analyze his hand before he does choose to put that card on the
It
bottom.
looks like Grant's got a bunch of Scrylands in his
Yeah.
hand. That's sweet.
I think I see 2 copies of Temple to see another Scryland here in Temple of a Mystery.
Yep. Let's see what Grant has here. See if he has a 2-mana. He does have an untapped island he could play if he needs to. But we're going to be scrying some more.
So Temple Deceit's going to show up to the party. Take a look at the top card. Going to leave that there and pass the turn back. So Fain's going to draw his card for the turn. There's an island, and there is a Frostburn Weird to get the creatures on the board.
Yep. And we have a Dissolve. Very good card.
There's an island there from McGuffee.
Now, if Kenny goes all in with his pumps, he can Doomblade it. If he has a better spell, then he can Dissolve it. So either way, he's got stuff he can do.
So Frostburn is going to come across for 1, and we'll see exactly what Fain's wants to do. Does he have a good 3-mana spell to play? Thassa, Nightfield Spectre. I think worth countering.
I think Grant might have a Verdict, if he doesn't, he counters here, definitely.
So Dissolve and Scry, bottoms up.
All right, I think that he has a 4th land, but it's tapped. I don't know if he has a Verdict. If he has a Verdict here, I kind of like letting that resolve, but he might not have a second white either, because I think he has a second Temple of Deceit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll see. Drew Last Breath return.
And now there is Last Breath to take
Main
care of the
phase.
Frostburn Weird.
Okay, so we are shields down, so Kenny can do something if he wants.
Thassa, are you here?
Yeah, Thassa or Jace would be very good here.
Even a Biden one, because there's a lot of cards you can play. And there is a
Jace.
Jace. So Architect of Thought has shown up. We'll see if it's going to go up or down. It's going to go down. Top card, Island, and a Simic Charm.
Ah, cute.
That is cute.
That
I
is a very
agree.
cute card. And it's another draft card extraordinaire. I actually think the card is pretty good and it's constructed as well. I mean, people are paying 2 mana to unsummon all day anyway, so with Cyclonic Rift, so might as well attach a few more modes to it.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan of the old Simic Charm. I think it's a criminally underplayed card for how many modes there are and the many different things that it can do.
I think it's, all your permanents X-proof, I think, right? Everything? I think it's on the turn.
So?
I think it's blue-green, all permanents, I think.
Yeah, +3/+3, all permanents get hexproof and bounce something.
Yeah.
You see Mutavault come across. Jace going to tick up. Frostburn Weird going to be put into play. So a pretty good turn there from Fain, slowly but surely working his way towards things as McGuffee just draws his card and passes back. Celestial Fair was the draw. McGuffee dying for a 6th land here because he has Elspeth in his hand yet again. As Jace is going to tick down, going to reveal an island, a Biden to Thassa, and a Breeding Pool. Pretty easy split, I think.
Very easy split. And the Biden here, is kind of the control punisher. That's the card you want. If you want to be controlled, that's the card that's going to get you there.
Yeah. Gainsay back. Biden is going to be dissolved now. So the counter war happens. You see Biden get gainsay back, dissolve your gainsay, get a point of damage across. And I think he left the top card in. Yep, and so now there's an Elspeth.
Yep. Luckily, Jace will be able to keep those tokens at bay, but it does what it needs to do. At least it brings the defense home.
So I believe Fain just drew a Thassa for the turn, so Jace is going to start by ticking up. Now there is a Temple of Mystery. Take a look at the cards. And there's also a Master of Waves there in Fain's hand as well. So he's really got to decide what to do. He needs to know, can he overcome this Elspeth? This is a hard card for Mono Blue to beat.
It is. Yeah. Once it's in play, it's pretty much there for good. Cyclonic Rift is obviously an answer, but is he playing Semi-Charm over Cyclonic Rift?
Take a look at his
deck.
deck. He's got 2 Rifts in his main deck, but we're in the 3rd game. You don't know if he sideboarded those out.
That's true.
As Frostmourne is going to come in. It's going to get blocked. Now here comes the old Master of Waves. So that's going to be a little check for Devotion. 2, 4, 5. So some 2/1s are going to come into play now.
And I wonder why he didn't play Thassa. Maybe he just wants to get the pressure on there, make him Verdict right off the bat. I think I like that play.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that too, not to see Thassa come down here after how good that was in the previous game, but it's not here.
Yeah, next turn he can play it and then make Frostmourne Weird unblockable and get 3 damage in if he needs to.
Yep. There's your Jace triggers. And I actually kind of like this deck because I believe that McGuffee's he's going to Verdict anyway, and so there's a chance that maybe there's like a bad block, maybe a Celestial Flare or something. So I mean, it's basically a free roll, so you might as well do it.
I'll do it no matter what.
Yeah.
I'd do it out of principle.
Yeah, Simic Charm says I'm going to bounce my Master Waves back to my hand. Is that okay? Simic Charm.
Last breath coming.
All right, so that's going to take care of that.
Not a bad turn for Grant here.
No, not at all.
He's going to plus again. And Elspeth being, it doesn't take too long to get the ultimate. People don't realize that. It's pretty quick.
Doesn't take long at all. It's actually kind of scary. Jace is going to tick up here and make those soldiers a little less relevant. There's a Thassa. Mutavaults are going to come into the red zone, maybe? Yes.
Mutavault
unblockable. Okay. So this is actually where Thassa gets to be pretty dangerous.
Yeah. Again, we're seeing the other mode of Thassa now. This is doing work.
Jace has the tokens on lock.
Yeah.
And now Thassa can actually force through damage to try to take care of that Elspeth.
Yep. I don't know what's in Grant's hand. I think it's Celestial Flare and another Jace. No, it can't be a Jace unless he didn't say go. No, we're still in Grant's turn. It is
Jace. We're in Grant's turn. He's got a lot of things to do this turn. He's going to start by playing the Planeswalker.
And you minus here. I mean, you're just looking for Detention Sphere. Detention Sphere in the game's almost over. If you get rid of Thassa, then Kenny's pretty much just up a creek,
Well, we'll see exactly how he does want to use the Architect of Thought there.
Yeah, it's big old minus. Let's see it.
Shaheen wants to see a minus.
Yep. Chanting over here.
And Grant is deciding what he wants to do with his Planeswalker.
Kind of off the screen a little bit, you guys can see, but he's just thinking about it. He hasn't done anything yet.
See if he wants to use that. There's the die. He's going to tick it up to 5, it looks like. And he slides it over there, so you got a Planeswalker on 5, Planeswalker on 4. So no minus for you, Shaheen.
I don't like
You'll have to wait till next turn, I think.
Unless he draws a creature to give his guy Devotion and then kills it. He has Celestial Flare in his hand, but he can easily send a Mutavault in as well.
Yeah, assuming that he knows to play around Celestial Flare at this point.
That's true, yeah. And they have seen each other's deck list, so he's probably got to assume, you're not playing against Esper, so we got to play around all the blue-white nuances. There aren't very many of them.
I mean, he saw Flare in game 2 as well.
Okay,
so.
yeah. Well, he put it on bottom, so he had to hit Devotion here, too.
Yep,
and
so
he
does.
does.
Mage, so Devotion is hit. And this is going to be a big point in this game, is how does he attack here?
You send 2 guys to Jace, play around Celestial Flare.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, obviously we know what to do because we're working with perfect information.
Yeah.
The question is, what does Grant do? Or excuse me, what does Kenny do? And he is going to fire them both up, and he says, all right, let's get the attack on. So both unblockable creatures, Mutavault and Thassa, says, I'm going to get in here. There's Celestial Flare. Pretty easy choice on what to sacrifice.
Yeah, this is not even a great Flare. I probably would have held the Flare, too. Just because you're not going to be able to deal with this Thassa currently.
Sure.
Oh, wait. Thassa's Jace. Never mind. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill it. Okay. I assumed. I saw 5 and 5. I was like, all right, he's done. All right, definitely minus the Jace now. I might get upset if he doesn't do it.
Might get upset.
Might get a little, not with him. Just upset.
You're a little attached to Jace here.
I am. Like it's you can't misuse Jace's. It is a crime. It is a crime in some states.
Jace. Do you know if it's a crime in Fort Worth?
It might not be actually.
Okay.
Jace is a terrible thing to waste.
Well, it is going to go down.
There we go.
So we have a happy Shaheen and no one going to jail.
You know me. I love to brainstorm.
I do know that.
Look, there's that
Yeah.
detention sphere. Could have avoided this crisis.
Top 3 cards are Elspeth, Detention Sphere, and a land. Detention Sphere is going to go on its own. I think it's going to be tough for McGuffee to pass that up.
Easy choice. He's going to think about it anyway. No harm in doing so, and he will make the right choice.
So, 2 cards going to go to the bottom. Elspeth down at the bottom as well as a land. Detention Sphere in the grip here for McGuffee. He's going to play a Sphere. Going to take care of Thassa. Doesn't want to target Jace, of course, because it'll take care of both of them.
Yeah, and Jace is going to be eventually dispatched anyway because, again, Elspeth taken up. You're at the control deck. You have Jace activations where you can minus and you can find another detention sphere eventually and then deal with his enemy's Jace there.
It'll be fun to see exactly how many Jace tokens we have, Elspeth tokens that we do have with us. Because now we need 9, as you see I'm reorganizing the board position here. No good attacks here from McGuffee because that Jace over there from the Mono Blue Devotion player in Fain has ticked up. So the -1/-0 come into play here, but it feels like it's a game of inevitability at this point.
Yeah. Kenny's going to need another Thassa. He's got 3 more, so it's not out of the ballpark here.
Is he going to go down?
Oh, wow.
Aggressive.
Oh,
Cloudfin
wow.
Raptor, and there's a Master of Waves.
Aggressive, but we revealed a couple stinkers.
Yeah,
we
we had to get by those bad cards.
Yeah. And even this isn't very good here because those Elspeth tokens. We see Master Wave dominate opponents, and this situation is definitely not going to be dominating anything.
Yeah. So Master Wave is going to come into play. You see the Devotion check. 2 from the Mage, 2 from the Jace, 1 from the Master. So 5/2/1s are going to come into play. Boy, that card's good. But now those tokens are live again. They can actually do things.
Yep. And they're all going to come crashing into that Elspeth.
Mutavault feeling frisky?
Ooh. What does he plan on doing with this card?
I don't quite know. Attack your Elspeth.
I mean, just double block here.
I smell a double block.
Yeah. He's thinking
Ooh,
about
it's got to be a triple block.
Yeah.
He could have gotten him.
He would have got us.
He almost got us.
He got us.
It's got to be a triple block. Okay. Because it is a 3/3 because of Master Wave. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we got.
Yeah, you're gonna get a trade there. Yep.
And actually, he could have thought about just chumping too because he needs to get enough damage in to kill Jace here. Because once Jace starts ticking up again, now Jace is gonna survive. So maybe just chumping there would have been good. How many blockers would he have had? He has 6, 7.
Well, he's got 5 elementals, 5, 6, 7. He would have 7 blockers because he can't block with the Master.
Yeah. So. I mean, even if he needed to block with the Master, if he would have chump blocked, he would have had. Nah, he still wouldn't have killed Jace. It would have been 1 short. Okay.
And Jace sitting at 2 on Fain's side here. So you see McGuffey's going to start reaching for those soldiers.
I think you
deciding
should
what
minus
he wants to do.
Jace. Minus Jace first before attacks here.
You want to get information?
Yeah. See what we have on top.
You see an attack here with just 3 tokens. Wonder where those are going. Maybe a few more? McGuffee, decisions. He says just 3 of them. So, we've got some blocks to happen here. 2 little horsies go down. Tiebinder Mage takes care of a soldier token. But what McGuffey's doing here is good. He's willing away the army.
Yeah.
So Elspeth is going to bring those tokens right back into play. Jace, what do you want to do? Jace is going to go down. And I'm with you. If your intentions were to Jace minus, you want to start by doing that here.
Oh, it's a bomb.
It is a Ratchet Bomb.
And you take the Wretched Bomb, of course. Spells are better than not having spells, and you will play Wretched Bomb. Wretched Bomb's not the greatest against Mono Blue Devotion because of the range of spells, and then the biggest threat is Indestructible. But it's still, you get on 4, you can take care of Jace or Thassa. Not Thassa, excuse me, Jace or Biden.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so Fain is going to untap and take his turn. His back is certainly up against the proverbial wall right now. He's going to cash in his Jace. He's looking for action. How about an island? How about a breeding pool? How about a Frostburn Weird? That is not my definition of action. How about you?
Nope, that is pretty much the opposite. It's kind of like sleeping a little bit.
That's something we'll be doing soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Lucky us.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I do enjoy sleep.
Frostburn Weird going to come into play here for Fain, the card that was revealed off of that Jace. And now Fain does not have a way to stop these tokens from just to continue to assault him. And you see him running his hands through his hair. It's a difficult board state for him.
Yeah, definitely would not want to be on the team Devotion here. And we saw Grant, even though we saw how he got to the situation, he got here through a couple Supreme Verdicts.
Yeah.
And again, it's just a card that's just phenomenal against the blue deck here. Or excuse me, the Supreme Verdict there. Mixing the 2 games up. But yeah, it dispatched pretty much an army of his.
Elemental tokens begrudgingly coming into the red zone here. You can see the Fain. I think he realizes what you guys are realizing at home, which he and I know in the booth, is that it's very difficult to overcome a Jason and Elspeth.
Yeah, yeah. Multiple planeswalkers, bad news.
Yeah. And these are two of the very best in Magic history. So you're going to see some blockers here from the Elspeth tokens. And there is a double block on the Tidebinder Mage Elspeth. And all those soldiers ready to get things off the board. And all that McGuffee is being able to do here is he's continuing, to lower the devotion count.
Yep, Elspeth has just an infinite supply. A lot different than Knight Errant, how it plays out. Knight Errant was kind of like a big speed bump in the ways of aggro, and also he put a lot of pressure on the control matchups as well. This is like the promised land. Once you hit 6 mana against a lot of decks, the ground is officially off limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here.
So McGuffey's going to untap his lands. He's going to take a draw step. Yeah,
Revelation.
I think it was a Rev, which is a pretty gosh darn good draw here.
Forgot his Ratchet Bomb also, but not a huge deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure he knows where he wants to take his Ratchet Bomb up to.
Yeah,
That's the other thing.
I think 4 is just the right number, because only Bident or Jace is going to get you. Master Waves is the 3rd one, so if he draws a 4th one, what do you care? You got Elspeth, you know?
Sure.
So we'll see. He's just going to Revelation here. He should have done it main phase while you knew it was in his hand, so.
No, there's a Thassa off the top. So let's see what's going to happen here. Any counter spells to be had here for the blue-eye control player? Doesn't look like it. So, that was one of the... I would argue that's probably the best draw in Fain's deck right now.
Yeah.
Is the God. If one card can actually come back and take this game, I believe that it could be Thassa's. Now, we're going to see an attack here. You're going to get a trigger from Jace. And now, double pump on the Frostburn Weird.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a last breath in the grip. There is.
And his Wretch Bomb should go to 1 now. Hopefully he ticks it up.
Yeah, I think it's worth ticking up now. And he does not tick it up again, so maybe he's just saving it just for the elemental tokens for Master of Waves.
Problem is he's going to hit your Elspeth tokens too. Just like 99% of the time you're not going to want to do that. He should definitely Revelation main phase while he's tapped out.
I agree with you there. We'll see if McGuffey does see that play. Elspeth's going to tick on up. 3 more tokens are going to come into play here. And Jace, he has not already used. He's going to pass the turn back. So opening himself up to getting his Revelation countered here.
Yeah. Luckily, Kenny, if he had a Zol on top, he'd probably put it on bottom anyway, because he probably thinks he needs better than that.
Yeah, I think so.
But then he put it on... Oh.
Nope, and there's a dissolve. So.
Oh, no.
Yep, Revelation does get countered when Fain was tapped out. McGuffey gets his spell countered. So, he doesn't have any great attacks to make here, but he is kind of living off the top of his deck. Those Planeswalkers are doing a lot of work, and now Jace is going to minus here. So.
I mean, yeah, we say oh no, but he's just in like the most trouble anyway.
Yeah, now there's a Revelation off the top from Jace. So, we'll see if he wants to main phase this one. I guess there is mana up here, so it wouldn't make a huge difference.
Yeah, do during his upkeep.
Elspeth token's going to come across into the red zone, going to knock Fain down to 20. Elspeth going to move on up. 3, 2, 1.
I'm a big fan of the upkeep Revelation.
I love an upkeep
Yeah,
Revelation.
It's fun. Yeah. You want to counter it? Go ahead. All right.
Even with the scry on the stack, maybe?
Yeah, scry on the stack, get you.
He's going to let the scry resolve.
Nope, he did not scry.
Yeah, it looks like he just kept the card.
Oh, maybe he knew it was there.
Unblockable. Take care of your Jace if that's okay. All right, so Jace is gone. And if you're McGuffey, and this is something that we talked about today, Breeding Pool going to come into play tap. This is something we talked about over the course of the day, which is even though you're ahead, don't play sloppy.
Yeah, yeah. We've seen games slip away. Game 2 kind of had some situations where it could have gone differently. You just got to play like, every turn can be detrimental here.
Yeah. Revelation for 6 is going to resolve here for McGuffey, however, so he's going to draw 6 cards, gain 6 life, untap more than 6 permanents.
Yeah, these are humongous amount of tokens here.
Don't think I've ever seen Elspeth have this many in play. You see another Revelation there in McGuffey's hand, just drew a Jace Architect of Thought as well. So, driver's seat, we're currently in it.
Tension Sphere coming in, I think.
Yep. Going to take care of your Thassa.
He's like, oh, I have a Wretch Bomb.
Yeah. And now attack with a whole bunch of soldiers, whole mess of them. A gaggle.
A gaggle of soldiers, yeah. I heard you guys had a good time grouping different animals earlier.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Always a fun conversation. 3 more going to come into play here. Elspeth threatening its ultimate on the next turn. You see McGuffey just has a bunch of cards in his hand. Fain doesn't get to scry, just hits a draw card. I'm not sure an out exists for the mono blue devotion player.
No. No, our outs have been dried up for a long time.
There is a Jace Architecture's out. That is negate. So that is not going to resolve.
It's that daggone negate again. Got him.
There's a Cyclonic Rift.
And he's going to be able to syncopate this for... No, he will not. I lied. He
Yeah,
has
but you see him counting the
4
tokens.
lands.
You see him counting the tokens. Seeing how many do you have out there? Is the question there, and that is going to be an extension of the hand. So Grant McGuffee does win this match 2-1 over Kenny Fain, blue-white control, defeating mono blue devotion. That means McGuffee is going to be playing against Jared Lacombe, playing red-white devotion.